It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be talking about the future of Fear the Walking Dead. Will Alicia and Madison return at some point in the franchise? Stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. As always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Of course, the series finale of Fear the Walking Dead saw the return of Alicia Clarke, and of course we did see Alicia finally reunite with her mother Madison. And the way that their story ended in the series finale was definitely open-ended to a point where we could see possibly both of them returning at some point in the future. Now, of course, there are a lot to talk about when it comes to ways they could come back in the story. Does it even make sense? And would it be good to bring them back? Let's start with the simple things. Are they favorite characters? Absolutely. Are fans gonna go crazy if they return? Absolutely. But I think if they don't bring them back in the right way, then it would basically backfire. And I feel like depending on how they come back, it could be worse than not having them return at all. Let's take that one step further. There are two ways they could come back. They could either pop up in another Walking Dead spin-off, or they could get their own spin-off. Now, the second possibility I feel is the worst. And the reason for that is simple. I don't think that there is going to be a plot good enough that would justify the two of them returning. And plus, if they want to do that, why didn't they just continue Fear? I know that Fear hasn't been great and it had a terrible run, but I feel like that would have been better just to continue with Alicia and Madison than end it and then start a new spin-off with the two of them. And another part that's connected is if they do end up having them in their own spin-off, then how I see things going is fans are not going to be happy. Fans are not going to be able to separate themselves from the Fear the Walking Dead run. And all they're going to see is that this sucks because Fear sucked. No matter how good it might be, fans are not going to kind of separate it from Fear the Walking Dead. So that leaves the possibility of them returning in another spin-off. And that's a little tricky because they ended up going to Los Angeles at the end of their story. None of the people that we know of is in that area. So it's going to be really impossible for them to have them join another spin-off, let's say the Daryl Dixon spin-off or Dead City or The Ones Who Live, without them having to explain how they ended up there. It can't just be that they came across this place in the other spin-offs where they possibly find the other characters because they weren't anywhere in that area. Like, for example, if The Ones Who Live was in Los Angeles, then it would make sense. They would be there. Or if it was in the way, then it would make sense. Or if Dead City was like in Las Vegas or something, that could be explainable to an extent. But none of that is the case. So it's going to be impossible for them to really pull it off unless they kind of tell us later that there was nothing in Los Angeles and they went a different direction and they ended up where they ended up. Of course, a story with Madison and Alicia would be cool, like I said, depending on how they do it. But there's another person with them. Tracy, right? Troy's kid. What about her? Is she possibly gonna stick around and become a legacy character? Or are we never gonna see her again? I feel like another possibility is to have a spin-off with Tracy, maybe years after the events of the series finale of Fear the Walking Dead. And we could see Alicia and Madison in flashbacks, but they would not be the focal point of this story. If they do end up going this direction, then things might be a little interesting because it's a character that has become sort of a legacy character to an extent and someone that they could possibly build a new storyline for. Now, depending on how much fans like or dislike this character, that could be good or bad. But I feel like this is another possibility. But then again, if they do end up going this direction, then we are not really seeing the return of Alicia and Madison. They're just there, but they're not really there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like a story bringing Madison and Alicia would be interesting, but they have to be careful how they do it, and the story that they have for them has to be good enough, because we can't really go a direction where they're just coming back to a spin-off but not really adding anything to the franchise. What I have been seeing quite a lot is fans saying that The Walking Dead is going for quantity over quality. They're going for all of these spin-offs, they're trying to expand the franchise, but there is no substance there, or not a lot of substance there. And I feel like if they do bring Alicia and Madison back in a spin-off, or joining a spin-off, but not really having them be relevant and add to the story, then we're going back to that question. Are they going for quantity over quality? But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I am definitely intrigued to know your thoughts and opinions, so share that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.